Welcome to the DIYS podcast. You're welcome.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to all our listenership, our viewership all over the world.
Yep.
Wherever you are, we are acknowledging you and we are saying thank you for taking our time to support the podcast.
Yep.
My name remains the same, Sir Patrick Omotayo.
No. I will not take.
What would you think?
In Yoruba, wait, I cannot speak the Yoruba. I wanted to speak it. It was there. It was there, but Sabat, I will not take. The one and only is missing.
Okay.
The one and only is missing. Let's not fight this evening.
Okay.
So just do it again. Do it again.
Wow. Thank you for reminding me. And because he's the one and only Sir Patrick Omotayo. And I'm the host of the DIYS podcast. This is the DIYS podcast and the Do It Yourself podcast.
Yep.
Because of you, we are here, and we believe your support is really appreciated. So, my co-host is here,
Yeah.
and I want him to talk for himself because he's a talkative too.
You can't be like you're looking for somebody's trouble. I'm on my own. I'm here, JJ. You're looking for my trouble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have trouble?
I don't have trouble.
Okay,
but
good.
You're looking for it. I'm gonna bring it. Shout out to everybody that's listening. Shout out to you guys. When Sapat said we appreciate everybody anywhere you are, we actually mean anywhere you are.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, you're listening to us, we really, really appreciate your support. It's amazing. We are on the road to episode 20.
Yeah.
You guys don't understand. We've crossed that
Threshold.
that 10 threshold and we're on the way to 20. It's amazing. It's funny to me. I was thinking about it at home today. I was like, 20 episodes. Amazing. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that's watching, everybody that's listening. I go by the name Kelvin Amarni. And this is the DIYS podcast. We have a packed show. And those people that are watching, you can notice there's something different. But I will not say it. So that Sabat will not come and carry me for my seat.
Wow. Thank you, Kevin. I'm glad you didn't say it.
I will not say it.
This is the 12th episode.
Yep.
And as Kevin have said it, we are going higher.
I was running away from saying 12th. That's why I said episode 12. 12th just sounds somehow.
Okay. But we are there. So we thank you all the way supporting us.
Yep.
So we have amazing guests in the house.
Yep.
And then, he's a very wonderful person, a very simple going person.
Yep.
And because of the topic today, we usually select people.
Yeah.
Are we selective?
We're selective. We're meant to be selective. You
Yeah.
understand? Because first of all, we have to look at the topic and then pick the personality that fits the topic.
Okay.
Because you don't want to bring the wrong personality for the wrong topic. Okay.
Okay, thank you. The topic of today is something that is happening among us.
Happens every day.
Yes, and that is why we want to talk about it.
Yeah.
For example, some people are complaining that people are not loyal to them. And the people they are complaining about is complaining about that person that is not trustworthy. So,
if you bring two people that are complaining about each other, You know you gonna meet somebody, they'll complain about somebody somewhere.
Yeah.
You not go to that place, they'll not complain about the same person. If you bring those two people together, the things you will hear.
It's not here.
It's a daily thing.
Exactly.
On a daily basis.
So today we want to talk about trust and loyalty. Trust and loyalty.
Yep.
That is why we have in the house
Okay.
a man of dignity,
Yep.
an entrepreneur,
Yes.
is a logistic expert in Malaysia. If you want to cargo things from one place to another, he's an expert on that.
Yeah.
And the CEO of Osamsat concept, Sindra Bahad. So that Sindra Bahad is Malaysia company.
That means
it's limited.
It's certified. it's properly registered.
Yeah,
that's what
not
that
an
means.
enterprise.
Uh-huh.
So it's well organized company. And then we'll talk about it later when you want to give the information how you can reach out. But he is an expert on logistic ways of moving things from one place to another.
Yep.
So please join me as I welcome.
Want to do avacadabra? So what?
Yeah.
Where's your magic wand?
As I welcome Mr. Victor AKHOMIOTOR. Mr. Victor, welcome.
I'm happy to be here.
It seems
You used
the way I'm calling that name.
You use Mr. Victor now. I thought you were going to use the other name. You allow him to
Well,
explain
that's a
it.
wonderful name. I know there's meaning to it. Please, can you pronounce the name very well?
Yes, I will help you out. My name is Victor AKHOMIOTOR IMHANGBE. It's an Ishane. He's from Osamsat local government area of Edo State.
Oh, okay.
Moved into Malaysia. I can say I'm over a decade in Malaysia right now.
Wow.
It's my pleasure to be here, viewers, and to throw some light on a critical issue. When you are in a family, you want to conduct a business, and you are in a leadership position, you are in the government, and something comes to mind. It's something that we knew. Trust is something that is very vital and important in whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
So I feel that is why effort should be focused on educating ourselves. What exactly do we mean by trust? You know, when you are in a position of authority, something that is pivotal is, are you trustworthy enough? Can you be trusted? You know, trust is the level of confidence, integrity we place on individual or a person occupying a position of authority.
Wow. Okay. Before we move into
Before we
the
dive
topic,
into the topic.
you have your company here,
Yeah,
and it's doing great.
yeah,
In the logistic area, where maybe someone want to move things from Malaysia to Nigeria or to other countries.
yes.
So that's what you do. So tell us, how did you come up with that idea, or the pathway, how you started and how you get to this point?
Yeah, it's you know, the conception is, the idea has to be there. You know, it's a service industry, and fortunately for me, I had my master's here at UCSI University.
Wow.
And specializing in logistics. So I can say career-wide, why I read banking and finance, but I have a glimpse of logistics.
Yeah.
like I say, I practice it back home where I don't have the professional knowledge. So it was very easy
for
for
when
me
you now
to
have the
I have the professional knowledge.
Wow.
So considering the African community in Malaysia, and Africa is far away here.
Yeah.
You were looking for a trusted hand, to place your valuable back home to your relatives. So I've had a lot of experience. So yes, starting it is here is an organized society. You have to follow the process,
due process,
registration process through company secretary. Far back in Nigeria, you just do it.
You might
just
start
get the
now.
incorporation certificate. You are good to
It's
go.
done.
Yeah.
So far so good. I say yes. It's a business. It's a good business. The factors which is central back to the topic of today.
Yeah.
Trust is very paramount.
Important.
Trust is important because there is a lot of stories. You have somebody call you up that I heard that you are into this business. Yes, you negotiate price. You let them know your operation procedure. They say okay, but they are very skeptical. Very skeptical in the sense that they don't want to place the goods that are valuable in the wrong hand.
Yeah.
Also, they have to, because somebody recommended them, so they have to say, okay, let's try it.
Try.
Something that is very interesting to note is you have somebody here who is sending luggage to the east, for instance, or to the north. And the person, we have an office in Lagos. And it's very easy after doing the clearing, you just go to my office and pick it up. You still want us to send it to you, to your direct state, we can do it. But since you have a relative who is a blood brother to you, as you told me, it's better your brother pick it up.
Yeah.
Say, no. That is the most interesting part. Say, your brother, you cannot even trust your brother to the stage of to pick up your luggage. No, they will break into it and take away the valuable. You understand? So that is why I continue to. It's a lot of concern to me because I have to use myself as an example. I have siblings who are younger to me, so if I say somebody is close to me, I should be able to send him or her an errand. Then I will go and sleep.
With full trust.
With full trust. But this is not happening. People continue to, because they have a precedent. There's an experience. They don't just wake up and say,
of course,
they don't want to trust their brother again, or they don't want to trust their sister. Something has happened over
somewhere.
The so I cannot blame them to comply with their directive.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, I know you want to ask.
No, Sabat. If the spirit have come to you today, take over.
I know you want to ask question. So I'm not taking it from you. I want you to ask that question because I'm seeing your mouth. You want to
Sabat.
Shoot.
See, wait. See, do your own first. So that when I want to do my own, we have my time. So if there's question, ask the question.
Don't worry. No question yet. I want you to ask your question. That spirit that is bringing question to you. Ask.
You want to catch them today. Thank you very much for being here, Mr. Victor. Brother. It's nice to have something different today. So I think I was discussing with somebody that our topic is trust versus loyalty, or trust and loyalty. Now, I said it, and the person took what I said, the statement. I think the person took it vain. He said, "What do you people want to talk about in trust and loyalty? What can you get from trust and loyalty? Like, what? It's not even, there's no depth to it. I just sat down. So one mind said, don't reply this person. The other mind said, yeah, talk to the person. So I started to break down the structure of our nations and how they are connected to trust and loyalty. Yeah. And the person just sat down and looked at me and said, wow, it's true. Now, let's just dive into it. So we are discussing trust and loyalty. Those are two different terms. A lot of people misexplain those two terms a lot. Now I feel like loyalty is a type of relationship you earn over a long period of time. Now my question is, what's the difference between loyalty and vulnerability? Now a lot of people are in relationship that is like one way stream, meaning you might be loyal to somebody but they are not loyal to you because they see that your loyalty as being let me use that person.
Maybe the person doesn't have choice.
Yes. It becomes like let me use because I can come to your beck and call at any time. I'm loyal to you. But the person I'm going to his beck and call is not, he won't return that favor to me because he has seen my loyalty as a vulnerability. So I'm asking that what's the difference between the two?
Okay, let me throw some light.
Close to the mic. Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
First, I can't delve into loyalty without making mention of trust. You know, trust is the primary, let me say, is the first step. Then when it is between two individuals. So you inspire, let's say, as the receiver, the higher level, let's say you're in the position of authority, you inspire trust. You want your follower to trust you, so you have to lead by example that you can be trustworthy. So then you try to cultivate your follower to imbibe the habit of trust. Then let's talk of loyalty. Loyalty is a commitment for faithfulness, support for a cause. It's something that is over time. You know, it's not sudden. When you in a relationship, you build trust, from trust to loyalty. Understand? When your customer, they are loyal to you, they can entrust your goods, their valuables in your hand, for example. Then vulnerability comes in when it is one-way side. You understand? So you are, let me say, an employer, for instance. You employ somebody to work for you. You make sure that they are trustworthy in the first place before they pass through the screening requirement.
Yeah.
So after that hurdle, they get the job, and they need to be loyal to the corporate policy.
Yeah.
So along the line, they are playing their own part because they need the job, and it's a means of their livelihood. Your own part is to reciprocate by paying them on time. But if you are not doing that, and you capitalize on the fact that we live in an era of unemployment because the employee, they are vulnerable, you take advantage of them. That is where vulnerability comes in. So if you drag it further, trust and loyalty, they are interrelated somehow, but they are not exactly the same. Trust is a commitment to be honest. You understand? While loyalty is an art of being faithful to a cause, to an obligation. So it's natural for someone that is honest to experience a kind of, to be vulnerable. Because why? A lot of sensitive information, sensitive, valuable, are usually placed on their custody.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
So those value are it's not something you come across suddenly, because when you want to treat leadership qualities, trust is there, but it might come under integrity, credibility, and all that. But there are sacrifices to it. Let me give you an example. The former EFCC chairman, Nuhu Ribadu, there was a story, the sum of 15 million US dollar was used to induce him to drop investigation. I think it was James Ibori then. In that circumstance, he is vulnerable and he is confused. At the same time, very uncompromising and not dropping this case. Because number one, the appointment came based on recommendation that you can do the job by the president.
Yeah.
So he tried to confide in someone else to try to get to record something that something like that transpire.
Yeah.
So that otherwise
Nobody
you'll be on your own.
Yeah.
So along the line, he rejected that offer. You know, towards the end of the administration, he was shot. He was lucky to escape death unhurt, and unceremoniously transferred to attend the School of Policy and something in Jos. You can see how vulnerable he is, despite the fact that he was backed up by the government. He had all the security.
But still,
He was still vulnerable. There are times even your family, the people who are closer to you, they can be the one the enemy will use. If you look at what is going on today, you know, we owe a duty to ourselves, to our generation yet unborn, you know, to speak out and tell our people, we are fellow Nigerians here. The viewers are Nigerian all over the world.
yeah.
We need to be very mindful. We need to purge ourselves. Something is not going on well with us. This is central on trust. When you are traveling with a green passport, in your neighborhood, the way you are looked down, in your school, even at your place of work, there are sentimental attachment when you mention where you are coming from.
Sir, let's
stop here so far.
Yeah, let me ask this question, because some people say I don't trust people. Like them, they will tell you I don't trust, except you prove yourself. To me, if you want me to trust you, show me. And some people, they will even show you. They give you. They say there's one Yoruba adage that says, "Give me, don't use bread to take away my soup." You know, like they will give you small bread and they will just say, "I need small soup." They will now bring the bread and dip to your soup. You know, it will take a lot. So that is, if you want them to show you, they will show you something and then you will fall for it. Now, those people are now saying, if you are trustworthy, if you trust someone, you are a fool. So they are taking trust to be foolish. Like, why would you trust that person? And then I tried to check. There's a word of advice that says that if you cheated someone because he trusted you, don't look at the person as a fool, but you yourself should realize that he trusted you more than what you deserve.
I understand.
So that's a very good aspect, that okay, it is good to trust. Just trust. So if that person betray your trust, well, it will not happen again. So what's the relationship between trust and foolishness?
There is a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know people are very skeptical there are a lot of personality I've met over time. They will tell you, I don't trust person. I don't trust person. You know, this trust is two-edged sword. It's give and take. So if you put yourself in a position of a very humble servant, you are very committed to your boss, you do everything correctly, then when there is a theft in the office, despite the fact that over time your boss has misplaced his phone, for instance, you pick it up, he's not even aware, or his purse fell down somewhere in the driveway, you pick it up, say, boss, it's like this belongs to you, take. Thank you very much. You know, when there's an allegation of theft and you are not the only one in that organization, at least your boss should have a level of trust to single you at first. If you want to investigate security, this guy is not part of them. But if you find out that you are not getting that, your commitment towards being trustworthy, you know there will be a kind of shake. You will shake. You try to shake from it because of that attitude. Yes, a lot of people also took advantage of people. When you trust somebody, over time you have done a lot of business with them, there is that tendency for you to go and sleep. Some people out of, they think they are very smart, they will not be using the opportunity, to cheat you. So they will be cheating you. Even if there are rumors to the principal that this guy is cheating you, we just decide to be blind. Meanwhile, the other person is taking him to be fool, whereas he's not actually fool. That is the problem. In leadership position, for instance, is very common. When you are trusting, somebody canvass for a vote, for instance, I need you to vote for me, I'm going to do this. You as a voter, you look at the record, past record, event of that individual. You say, based on his antecedent, when he was local government chairman, he performed. So let's give him the benefit of doubt. Let's push him up. You find out that after the second term is no longer the individual he used to be. He's not taking the electorate for a ride. It happened both ways. So what I advocate is routinely you should be able to reassess the level of trust with that individual you are doing business with. You should be able to know what is the rate of, what is the price now, so you compare from other competitors. Another angle, let me say you are a procurement officer in your company. You need a vendor. What would be paramount in your mind is the price, the lead time to deliver, and the performance. You put a lot of things into consideration. Then you shortlisted out of, let's say 20, you shortlisted about 3. Those 3 now, in practice, you engage them. You try to split the work. Some will just act as if they are good. Along the line, they are not forthcoming. The price might be low when you recruited them, but now he's coming back to you that market situation has affected the price. And you look back, the time, the resources you spend to recruit them, it take you time, it take resources.
Yeah.
You understand? You consider those things. You try to reevaluate. Okay, I can talk to the management to up the price, provided that you can deliver. Give and take. If such individual is reasonable and there is senses in what is said, you can alter your margin. You understand? To accommodate, knowing that it's going to cost you more to start afresh.
Yeah.
You understand?
So you just play along.
Play along. So those are the way in practice that people feel they are taking you for a ride. You are home.
Sir, sorry to cut you short.
There is one issue I quickly want to address.
Yeah.
The one that is very pertinent is when you put your trust on people. Some people say it's natural, they don't trust. Whether the person is good or not, you are not encouraging trust. You are actually trying to inculcate negative thoughts into the mind of a very trustworthy individual. So it's not good in business. Your question.
What I wanted to ask was, Sapat asked if it's possible. What was it called? Sapat said something about foolishness.
Yes.
Now, I would like to take that foolishness for vulnerability. Yes, Sapat.
Yeah.
Now, is it possible to trust? As in, is there any angle of possibility where trust comes in without you feeling a little bit foolish?
Yes, if in service industry, more emphasis is placed on delivery. When you deliver, if you were cheated, you are less concerned. The only time you are very worried is after spending much, you are not getting the service. You understand? That is when you go back to drawing board to start calculating your cost before you realize you've been cheated. Otherwise, when the service delivery is smooth, you need to pay a little premium for fast service, which is understandable everywhere.
Yeah.
For instance, when you are sending cargo through the normal channel, I give 10 working days. At times, it can be less, but you just factor in weekend, you factor in delay in our port. You understand?
Any other thing.
Any other thing. So plus and minus. So, but if you want to use, for instance, you want to send cargo at the airport, it's triple the price. You understand?
Yeah.
So that is the premium price. I mean that when you want fast delivery, you are ready to spend higher, and you get your service. You don't need to bother if you have been cheated or if you were taken as a fool.
Yeah, but how do we translate that into our daily lives? How do we okay, for example now, Sapat is meant to do something for me.
Yes.
But I've given him everything. Like I've showed him everything
What
I
do you
have,
want?
what I have to offer. I've showed him everything.
Yes.
But it's not that he will not do that,
Yes.
He will do it, but he will take me for a ride for a while.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of distrust in that time. He will just be telling me, I will do it, this one.
No,
it's not that he will not do that thing.
I think what you're saying is that for you to trust, there should be amount of foolishness because
Yes.
it's risk. It's like you taking risk because normally before nobody is know all.
Yeah.
One way or the other, you will have let yourself down one way or the other. Maybe you trusted someone and they, so that's the point where you say, why will you just pay all? You know, why will you
Exactly.
pay all? Why will you do this? Why will you do that? And you did that because you want things to move faster.
More faster.
And so, okay, there's a time I brought something from Nigeria here, you know, and it's African foodstuffs.
Yeah.
So we want to go through Qatar. Through Qatar is very expensive. So they now said, there's an agent there that said we should go through. Is it Ethiopia? There's another one. So then, about 4 years ago, we should go through that flight. We say it's cheaper. So we now decided to say, okay. I told them I don't want to go through that airline. I want to go through the one I know.
Yeah.
They collected the same amount and they went through
You're done.
the other one. I find out that despite I did the right thing, like pay the express, I paid for better service. They did the service, but they want to get more gain from it,
Yeah.
and that make me feel foolish because I pay all, at as they go. So one way or the other, you have to. There has to be some amount of foolishness.
That comes into play.
Yeah, to play before you can trust. No, major people they will tell you I don't trust.
Yes.
They don't trust.
In practice, is actually one of the highest risk. You understand?
Yeah.
If you are saying you cannot trust anybody, you remain. Even where we are now, we are taking a risk. You understand?
Yeah.
The refusal to take a risk or to trust someone is a risk entirely. So we try to reduce the excesses, you know, like if you have a bargaining power, if your bargaining power is high, there will be a balance of power. The scale will be balanced. So if you, for instance, you are a regular customer, you are different from just occasional shipper. You understand? That is where they need to put you into consideration. Because there is a time the demand is high. There will be a time the demand will be low. Then you will also have opportunity to choose to reassess the service they've been giving.
Yeah.
You understand? Is the way you use to counter it. You understand? When you are dealing in volume, and they always create a space, a window for you. Sir Patrick Ghost is coming. We take this. You understand?
Yeah.
So you have a good hand to say, I need a kind of leverage in the kind of service you are giving to me.
Yeah.
Even at that time, their competitor will be approaching you.
Exactly.
So if you are in that position, that is when you cannot be taken for a ride.
For a ride. Yeah.
Because you have that power now.
Yeah.
When we started having these discussions, Apat said something about people that would always say, I can't trust anyone. I can't trust anyone. And from experience, I've noticed that those people, it's not that they just gave birth to them. They came into this world and they started saying, I can't trust anyone. They've seen things. They've had experiences that has compiled, that now turned their emotion into that thing that I can't trust anybody. Now, I'm saying that to say, is it important that even if you have been taken for a ride and you've not been, what you've given has not been delivered to you back, as in that level of trust you put into a relationship has not been delivered to you back, is it important, is it still important after that to be consistent on how you deal with people?
Yes, human relation matters. I've had experience, especially during peak period, Christmas time, when the volume of shipment is high. You understand? There was problem here in Nako, in Lagos. So a lot of goods were stuck. You know, customers were calling, they were abusive, you know, they were, I don't sleep in the night. You understand? It's difficult as if you are taking the person goods for the first time. Your credibility is almost zero then.
Yeah.
If you have transacted business with customer for considerable numbers of time,
Yeah. They might
they
understand.
will understand that your service is not like that.
Yeah.
In real life, I lost customer like that. You understand? The wife, the husband, they will call me. You know, a day to Christmas, I traveled from my village to Lagos because my clearing agent assured me that the goods will be out. I took that risk, come to Lagos, waited in Nako, nothing. You understand? My family were so mad at me that, why are you taking such risk? You know, because of business. But they don't know I was trying to keep up with the promise I made.
Yeah, you have to deliver.
These people they don't care that I don't control NACO. They are government agency. Those are the sacrifice, you know. But that's why in this line of business, you can't get it 100%. You win majority, you lose some minority. But let your conscience be clear that it wasn't deliberate. It wasn't intentional, that it's not something you plan to do.
So what if is now? What if you are dealing with individual, not in business area now? Maybe your friend have let you down one way or the other, or maybe in a relationship. So now, do you have to be consistent? Like, you are a very good person, the way you were raised, the way you were born. You people, you trust people in your house. You just trust. And now you find out they are taking you on a ride
of you
several times. So, do you
keep giving them?
Yeah. Do you keep doing what you're doing?
Yes, sir.
Or you just say, okay, no, I'm not
Because
trusting anymore.
that's hard.
You know, it's very difficult. You know, the life we live in is something that happens every day. You know, there are times you have to communicate. You know, there are times there are the one they call blind trust.
Oh, okay.
There was a case of fraud in America, Bernie Madoff or something like that. You know, it's an investment expert. So people in his social cycle, family, friends, they contributed a lot of money that is going to, there will be a high return of investment because of that blind trust. You understand? So that trust is different from that is affinity trust. You base on the fact that it's a family person. He cannot cheat you, and he's been doing it for people. You know, there is people are testifying, so you don't even care to listen. You just do it. The other aspect is you try to do your own personal research. Look at market forces. You consult expert opinion before you go ahead. You understand? That is what you need to do. So we get to a stage that despite the family relationship and family relationship is not tallying with experience, negative experience. So you have to try to put a stop. Then you communicate. Actually, I want to do it, but due to circumstances,
one or two things,
and experience, I can't do it now. You understand? It's better to, for instance, you are unable to do it, they are dissatisfied, than for you to do it, your reputation is at stake. You understand? So that is when you try to balance it. It's just what you need to do in that circumstance.
Wow. Well, that is that's amazing. Thank you, sir. Because because the trust and loyalty, they are very there's something almost everybody go through every day,
Yeah.
almost every day, and yet they are like we don't
master it.
we don't talk about it every day. So so we develop emotions,
Yeah.
you know, the way people, what we have gone through.
Yeah.
So if someone that okay, let me, for example, I have a Rottweiler dog,
Yes.
very big,
Mm.
about 2 years. Then this dog, the first time I let the dog out, he went to the road, he saw car coming, and he didn't care. He stayed on the road, and the car had to stop just because he doesn't have experience before.
Yeah.
So that is, experience drives our emotions sometimes. You understand the way
Yeah.
yes, we feel about things. So now, if you are, there's something we call emotional intelligence.
Mm.
That is, you have had the experience, or you have learned about it before.
Mm.
So now, can that influence our loyalty or our trust?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say here now is, I might decide to trust you because I've gotten
Yeah.
experience, and he might decide not to trust you.
Yes.
So that is emotionally, there's something I've learned about you, but from his own angle, he
Yeah.
did not
Learn.
know.
Yeah.
So emotionally, he's secured.
Yeah.
So no, I don't want to go
Yes.
into it.
Yeah.
So, do we allow our emotional intelligence to adjust the way we
yes,
deal with people?
You know, this is natural. It's a natural tendency because, you know, there is that natural instinct. You've seen somebody for the first time, you want to trust him.
Hmm.
Despite everything saying, you just want to trust the person. Most time, you know, we say our instinct is very right,
Yeah.
accurate. That I trust my instinct. Once my instinct asks me to do it, I'm very sure that I'm on the right track. But at times, your instinct can fail you.
Hmm.
That is why you see there are sycophancy in leadership. Praise singer. They will tell a leader what they want to hear. You understand? The certain leader is not doing well. They tell him the opposite. You are the best that have happened to us. You are the best that have happened to this country. So everybody is in love with you. You know? Because of the low IQ or mindset of that such leader is carried away. Under normal circumstances, you are supposed to double check. You understand? Reevaluate yourself. Am I actually doing well? There are a lot of things I see leaders do. I found that, I think it was in Sweden, the prime minister, whatever, disguised a taxi driver just to feed the pulse of the people. You know, when you want to get information on the country, taxi driver you are discussing, then you, throughout a day, in the evening, you get what you want to get. So, out of emotion, you just allowed yourself, your emotion to be taken away by your praise singer who is looking for personal benefits. You make a very
Big mistake.
big mistake and take the wrong decision. Understand? Also, in practice, charismatic leaders also take advantage of followers like that. Because over the years, the follower have vouched for him or her that is trusted. You understand? So he decided to do the opposite. Before they knew it, it's already too late. These are they are isolated, but they are areas that you need to be very careful, especially if you are occupying a very sensitive position. You don't rely on people around you, because most time they are driven by personal aggrandizement, not really the general interest of the people.
So that shows that our emotion,
Yes.
we should not allow our emotion to drive us.
Our emotion is susceptible to disappoint us. We are susceptible. That is, we can be disappointed. We can be betrayed by our emotion. Depends on the mood. Don't forget that. Depends on the mood you are. That is when you are taking decision in a very sober, that emotional attachment.
Yeah.
There is an influence
Your
of
present
emotion.
emotional state.
Your present emotional
So
state contributes.
that is good, because
It's a factor.
we shouldn't allow our emotion
Yeah.
to
drive.
affect
To declare our
our
judgment.
trust or
Yes.
our judgment.
Yes.
Yeah, so our trust or loyalty.
Yeah.
Because the way someone dress
Yes.
might trigger your emotion.
Yes.
And then one way or the other, you saw someone with big dressing, and then you say, take my money, hold it for me.
Yes.
That's my next question. Now, in this life, appreciation is key. Now, from where I'm from, they always say it in my language, but I'll say it in English. They say it's appreciation that makes someone to do more.
Yes.
They always say it in my language, but I don't want to say it so that Sapat will not attack me at home. Now, a lot of people have learnt the skill of appreciation without even having the best intent in heart. They will just, Sapat, thank you, Sapat, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, a lot of people they've lost their life, they've lost everything because of they used appreciation as a bridge to loyalty. Now, what I'm asking is, should we take appreciation as a means of loyalty? Because between trust and loyalty, there's something that happens that gets you from trust to loyalty. Appreciation is key in that part. But a lot of people are usually taking that appreciation for granted. They've learned how to mask themselves with it. Now, is there another thing that can work in place of appreciation?
Yeah, for you to successfully handle that part is for you to learn to separate your relationship, individual relationship, from business relationship. You understand? It's something that I've encountered over time. When you have mutual attachment, relationship with someone, like some person is a friend, is a cousin, is a brother, is a sister, is a family friend. You understand? So why that relationship is very smooth, then the business relationship is about to come in. If you are carried away, you might regret it. In the sense that you are not able to draw the line. While I was in the university in Nigeria, I invested in a business. Those people that manufacture soap, all those things, air freshener. It was just a verbal agreement. There is a return. The return is attractive. So bring this. You understand? You will get this. It's a family friend. It was 40K then I gave him. At the end of the day, it ended up in is it NDLI or NAFDAC confiscated the product. Everything end like that. You understand? So I learned from it because it was on a very small scale. Though then it was a reasonable amount of money, but I was happy that I was able to learn from it that it happens. It's an experience you don't just discount. There is no experience that is useless.
Exactly.
Positive, negative.
Yeah.
Learn from them. So after that, I know another one happened. This is a very close friend. You understand? So after that, I decided to, okay, if we are going to do business, we already have existing relationship. We want to do business. Meet my lawyer. He will tell you the terms and conditions.
Yeah, your experience is playing a role now.
You understand? Once my lawyer give me the go ahead, I will commit myself. I'm ready to do it. Just finalize with my lawyer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got that part. There won't be emotion there.
And you've taken
Everything is off.
and
There
you
are other-
de-emotionalized.
there are other sides,
You de-emotionalized that
There are other
relationship.
side when it has to be a soft loan. You understand? It's not come and invest, but is in a critical financial constraint.
yeah.
You understand? He wants you to give me something that is going to pay back. Yeah, so I also learned from that. It's better if you have it, you know you cannot, if he defaulted, you cannot fight with him to return it back.
Yeah. But
Give what you can afford, that it will not, it's just a
Not
form of
afford.
assistance.
Papa,
I don't have this.
Do you think that relationships stand the test of that thing that happens?
Stand the test
Of
like,
that, we are best
Go
of
on.
friends before. Suddenly, you are
Well,
a lawyer.
I'm not sure in African settings. Maybe they will call
In Africa,
general
we don't
meeting. They will call family meeting upon your head.
say-
But that is exactly what we're supposed to do.
yes.
When it comes to business, then you take out your personal relationship with that person
Yeah.
aside.
But Africans,
Or else,
Africans
yes.
will not see it.
Yeah,
They
of
will
course.
take it personal.
You know why they because most of the time when you see people that are poor, they believe rich people are bad people. And the reason is that when you want to go to rich people to do anything, they are very logical.
Yeah, you have to cross that bridge.
Logical in the sense that they want to see the thing. It's logical, not
Yes,
abracadabra. If I do, I will get here. No.
They want 1 + 1 equal
How?
to 2.
How will you cross it?
Yeah.
If such thing is not there, okay,
It's
sorry.
over. And that's why that's where we always get it wrong. Because
Exactly.
that bridge, to cross that bridge, people will think this one doesn't have emotions.
you see people when you just have some money and they say, okay, it's my brother. Can you do this building? You say yes. Okay. But no experience, nothing. You don't know, but you just know that he's smart.
They interviewed
and then you pay him directly, so you meet
they
your
interviewed Akon last week.
yeah
So they're asking him, because Afrobeat now is big in US.
yeah.
They were asking him questions like, when he came to Nigeria, he was signing everybody, signing Wizkid, signing Davido, signing everybody. They say, that he's nice. So that what happened now that those guys are supposed to be remitting a certain percentage to him. Do you know what he said? He said contracts don't exist in Nigeria.
Yes.
That's the word he said.
I saw the
Contract-
headline.
He said contracts don't exist in Nigeria. He said when he was signing them, they were just doing handshake. Because I know that if Akon brings out a contract, they will just run. Because in our country, we know.
Yeah.
Say, this one won't chop me, that kind of thing. So it all boils down to it. Let's be able to.
To your question, sorry to cut you. Your question is that appreciation.
Yes.
Some people they use appreciation
Yeah.
to
do a facade.
to max up themselves. For example, there's a person that told me that Yoruba tribe, and he was comparing Yoruba tribe in Nigeria and Igbo tribe. That Igbo will shake you, they won't prostrate. Normal the way they feel, they will just show themselves.
That's the perfect example.
Yeah, and then Yoruba,
Yeah.
they might prostrate with their cloth down on the floor, but in their mind they are standing. They are looking you face to face. So, but they are frustrating. So you thought,
And if you take it at face value, you're on your own.
exactly. So, appreciation, that is where I think we don't need, whenever you want to trust, you have to be logical.
Yeah.
You have to be logical, and then you yourself, you have to be trustworthy.
Yeah.
You have to be trustworthy, and then that is the only way you can get.
You have to complain.
Yeah, that's the only way you can get loyalty.
Yeah.
Because there are some people, because of what you have been able to do, they will stick with you for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
As long as you did not start
You don't
playing.
show another part. Logic plays a lot of role in it.
Yes, there are men of principle.
Exactly.
If they want to go into any relationship with you, it's strictly based on principle,
Yeah.
no emotion.
Yeah, exactly.
There is that ideologies. If it's political, if it's business, they stand on that ideology.
Yeah.
As long as you've not deviated, they are for you.
Wow.
Any length of time, they are there to work for you. They will be there for you.
That is
They will be
amazing.
committed to support you.
Mm.
Until there is a shift in your personality trait, only then they will reconsider
change.
Okay. We really appreciate you, your time, and your ideas that you've shared with us and the viewers. Please, this is like a closing remark, okay? But in that close remark, I want you to. There's something I used to say, or I've said it once here, that if you're a leader, there are some things you have to hide. You don't just say everything. Like, he told me something.
Being politically correct.
Political correct. Like, he told me something about you, and people were asking me, what did he say about you? And I know if I tell you that thing, it might cause hula baloo. So then I decided to say, okay, what he told me doesn't make sense.
Exist.
You understand? Then I start washing, telling you. So now, if government, they are plain, trustworthy, that whatever you tell them, they open up. And people are loyal to them, to everything about them.
Yeah.
So does that kind of situation cause panic? Can it cause problem in a country?
Don't forget, maturity is one of the key in leadership. The erroneous impression the public has is when the maturity is mentioned, they are talking about age. Age has nothing to do with maturity. Age is number. It contributes to maturity at times, but not always.
Yeah.
So when I read somewhere the attachment, the value that is attached to confidential secretary in any organization. Somebody that can hold something for 20 years and over without divulging it to the second party. You understand?
Is there someone like that?
Yes, of
Yes.
course.
I remember my brother, sorry to cut it short. My brother said, when you know it's easy to keep secrets, why do you tell me your secret?
You know the reason.
American Secret Service.
The position you occupy.
Okay.
You can separate yourself from that position. You understand?
Oh,
when
okay.
they say presidency, you understand? As far as you are there, a certain is given to you, sensitive enough to cause commotion in your country. So any reasonable leader learn to, there's a way you twist something.
disguise it.
You twist it. If you are good with
Is
words,
it good?
You polish it.
Is it good?
Let me tell
That
you,
is
if you
political correctness.
if you are to release something that will trigger what is happening in South Africa, you understand?
You hold it.
Than for you to hold it.
What
Which
will
one
you
is
do,
more
Sabat?
beneficial to your government and to the people? You are leading.
You know, because we know what is happening
you
now.
know,
You
Sabat.
know. You weigh
Such information.
the enormity.
Usually, such information can destroy.
Uh,
So you yourself that want to let that kind of information go, you know that if I say this thing, it will
yes.
scatter the whole country.
So,
Number one, if you bring out somebody that confide in you, bringing sensitive information to you, and you blow it to the open, you are doomed as a leader.
It's over.
Nobody will trust you with information again. That is the fact. Number one, it shows the level of maturity in you as a person.
Yeah.
wow.
So what you do, you can say there is no comment. You can,
That's what.
everybody
will ask this question.
you can answer a different question. As if you
But
did not hear. A lot of people see, so, but that is not my question. It will switch into another person.
Make sure you don't lie, right?
If you don't say anything, that you do,
It's what you said that will be used against you.
Yes.
So,
So
if you did not say anything, it's
you
better for you.
didn't
and
say
the
anything.
people
There's
you
no
are-
lie
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
You didn't defy anybody. You didn't do anything.
Wow. We really appreciate you, Mr. Victor, and
Thank you very much.
we appreciate our listenership, our viewership,
Yep.
wherever you are. We say thank you for listening and viewing this episode,
Yep.
episode 12. We hope we have been able to answer some of your questions, and if there are other questions you feel like asking, you can put it down in the comment section.
Yep.
And then if there's topic you think you want us to talk about, also put it in the comment section.
Yeah.
And again, we want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Victor AKHOMIOTOR. Yeah, AKHOMIOTOR IMHANGBE. So I'm trying, don't worry. I'm trying. We will put the name, if you are viewing the
Put it
video,
down, put
you
it
will
down.
see that the lower third.
Yep.
So for taking out his time to talk to us today. So if you want to reach out to Mr. Victor, you can reach him through his Facebook at Victor Imhangbe. And I will spell it out this time. VICTOR. Imhangbe is
Imangbe.
Imhangbe is IMHANGBE. Well, if you're on the video, you will see that
the name.
on the lower third.
Yep.
Also on Twitter, that is very simple. I think it's at Mobile Vic. So Mobile Vic. That is MOBILE. Vic is VIC together.
Yep.
So this is the DIYS podcast,
Yes. Episode 12.
episode 12. we are
We're moving. We're going to the permanent site.
So the do it yourself podcast.
I'll wait till it's up. Sorry.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So other people that used to message me privately and be asking me questions. If you want to come on the podcast, see, just give us a reason why in the comments. You understand?
Yeah.
Me and Sapat will find a way to bring you on.
Ex-
So that
exactly.
you come and ask us the questions.
Yeah, most cases people call and I tell them, okay, just put it in the comment.
Yeah.
Say no, I like.
And no,
Talking
Sapat
from there.
we'll bring them.
So please try and comment. So at least if there's any topic you want us to talk about,
Yeah.
if there's anyone you want us to bring, if there is, or yourself, you think there's something you want to share,
Yeah.
then
You want to teach somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Because we are trying to talk to ourselves here. No one is know all.
Yeah, of course.
So this is the DIY podcast once again.
Yep.
The Do It Yourself podcast. No one will do it for you. Seriously, you have to do it yourself. That's
Yes.
why we are preaching that. So, and we want to thank you all once again for listening and for viewing. So, hope to catch you next time.
Peace.
Thank you.